perfectionists in what we want to do and the vision we've got of how we want to row and race, and that works really well in the boat.
In the final, it's going to be a little bit more relaxed. I mean, there's no like sort of qualification to get to. There's no sort of let's try and get to the final. Let's not get into the B final. It's going to be 6 boats just going for medals. Quite a simple, clear-cut race.
Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter for Great Britain in lane number 1, top of your picture, getting their final challenge underway for 2007. It's the final of the men's lightweight double sculls, and what a race we have in prospect here. Look at the water, it's just glorious. It's inviting all the crews to really get out onto maximum speed. There's Mark Hunter in the foreground, sat behind him Zach Purchase from Great Britain. They're coached by Darren Whiter, and they really are having a fabulous regatta. Let me give you a lane order before I move over to Dan Grease in 2, Denmark in 3, Japan are in 4, Italy are in 5, Australia in 6, and Dan Denmark, Rasmussen of Rasmus, they have dominated this event. Last year world champions. Throughout this year, they have just been outstanding, haven't they?
I don't see anybody beating them. Possibly the Italians with Elia Luini in the stroke seat. Very, very experienced, great racer, and they're leading at the moment. But the British were rather shocked by the race that they had in the semi-final. They were not expecting that kind of close result, and they were shocked really by Japan, who beat them over the line. So they will have gathered themselves a little bit here. I hope they're not trying to go for gold. That could be suicidal. I hope that they're really going to go for a good, solid performance here, which will get them a medal. But I don't think they're going to beat Denmark. I don't think they're going to beat Mads Rasmussen and Rasmus Quist.
Flowing style there from Italy in lane number 5. Miani and Luini there as we come up to the first timing mark. 500 meters down, and the Italians just look so stylish as we move into the second 500. Great Britain currently sitting in 5th position. But look across the lines, there's not a lot in it really. Very, very narrow. All these crews will now start to just settle into what will hopefully be very, very rhythmical strokes, rhythmical sculling out to the next timing point.
Australia very, very threatening always. They're very good technicians, well trained always. They always come to our championships beautifully drilled, and see there how well they pick up the stroke there, connect very well with the leg drive through the back, and then finishing off with the arms at the finish of the stroke. Lightweight rowing always so competitive because everybody is on the same weight. You take away that kind of concern in terms of the advantage of weight. It's a very, very level playing field here. So these are great athletes.
33 entries in this event, 33 nations sent boats. You're looking at the best 6 in the world right now, being led by the world champions, and just shows you how 2007 went. This crew from Denmark, Mads Rasmussen and Rasmus set the world best time in Amsterdam this year.
They did. They're the only crew to actually break a world record this year. They are very super. He's cut his hair now in the stroke seat twist. He's cut his hair. He looks a very different animal altogether. But see how he sits very low. He's very short in the body, very long legs, and he looks a bit sort of odd sitting in the boat. When he's walking around, normally he's fine, but he looks always a little bit odd sitting in the boat.
The halfway mark, Great Britain still sitting in 5th position at the final of the men's lightweight double scull. Zach Purchase from Marlow Rowing Club, Mark Hunter from Leander Rowing Club, really now looking to move on. They were 3rd at Lucerne, 2nd at Amsterdam, 2nd at Linz. They was for the 3 World Cup regattas of 2007 series. We really had great hopes for them. Still in with a shout though. Look at it, it's spread across at the moment for that bronze medal position, but really opening it up now. We're looking at Mads Rasmussen, Rasmus Quist in Denmark in lane 3. This is the Greek boat in lane number 2.
Vasilios Polymeros, very experienced. He's always got this kind of half smile on his face, always looking around, the dark glasses. He's a very cool customer, and he strokes a double extremely well. He's a past world champion in the single scull. He's a very, very canny performer. And look at him, pushing hard now on the Danish world champions. And coming up now, challenging for the bronze medal, Great Britain, top of the picture, Zach Purchase in the bow seat, Mark Hunter at stroke.
Homing in on the world champions Denmark in their semi-final. They showed such an explosion of power in the closing 250 meters, really to open up the field. We were watching them just in amongst the pack here. Will they do the same to open up this gap? They're coming up to the final timing mark. It's the final of the men's lightweight double sculls, and Denmark's Mads Rasmussen and Rasmus Quist go through. They're making it look very easy. Not quite a length, about 3/4 at the moment from Greece in lane number 2. Great Britain now moving up into the bronze medal. They've had a great third 500, but we are now in the business end of this race. Who can catch this crew from Denmark? Perhaps Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter might well take it on from lane number 1.
Well, they've got to worry about the Australians, because the Australians are challenging as well. Closest to us here in the yellow, moving very sweetly. They're moving up quite hard as well. Italy, surprisingly, sit way back there, and Japan, who did such a great show in the semi-final, they're right back there in last place. But watch Greece. They're great finishers as well, but they're looking good, Great Britain, at the top of the picture, looking good for a medal, a place on the podium.
So 250 meters out. Now all of these crews at 250 meters out will be up on maximum pace here. So Denmark leading right now, and coming through in lane at number 1, really starting to home in for the line. Great Britain, Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter. But bringing them in lane 6, Australia currently in 4th position. Greece in lane 2, hanging on for dear life to the silver medal. They're now 150 meters, and Great Britain have not rolled over. Up they go. They've got to find something from somewhere. Remember, they are on full sprint, and they're only in bronze position. They want to hunt down the best colour medal. Bronze for Great Britain right now. Denmark up to the line, 3/4 of a length into the gold medal position, holding off. Greece will be in the silver medal position. On the near side here, Australia are going to be taking the 4th, but it is Denmark and then Greece, and Great Britain get a well-deserved bronze medal.
Very close. They closed very fast in the last 30 strokes there, Great Britain, but just pipped there by Greece, hanging on to the silver medal. Great performance again from the world champions, Denmark.
So Great Britain then will be really happy with that. It's a great way to finish their 2007 campaign with a bronze medal. It gives you a lot to move on through the long winter season ahead, and that's just what it means and how he takes it out of you, just coming 3rd. But it's a great bronze medal today for Great Britain, and that's the pain that it took. So Denmark top of the par, Greece hanging on for the silver medal, and Great Britain did a very good job to secure that bronze medal. A great finish for the 2007 campaign. And a well-deserved bronze medal from Great Britain. Zach Purchase and Mark Hunter. They've had a fabulous season. And Mike Williams, he's a treasurer from the Federation of International Rowing, hands out the bronze medals. And a great position to be in on the eve of the Olympic Games. They'll go away with tons of experience and motivation to see them through to Beijing.
How good a performance was that?
I think that was brilliant. If you said 12 months ago we would have a finalist, not even a medalist, people would have laughed at us. And that performance all season has been amazing. You possibly could have said coming into this championships the silver, but bronze is fantastic. Next year at Beijing, these guys are going to be challenging for gold medal.
Nothing left to give. They're sitting down there, can't stand up. How hard was that, Zach?
That was tough, yeah. I think we were pretty much there or thereabouts for the whole race. It just felt we were sort of in the pack, and towards the second half of the race I think we moved into 3rd place, and then it was just a case of going for the line, and we were coming up on the Greeks, and the line just wasn't quite far enough away for us to get the silver, but that was an amazing race, an amazing result.
Looked like a couple of old grannies with a blanket over your knees here. How hard was that for you?
Extremely hard, but with this man sitting behind me, there's just belief the whole time. He just kept saying where we were. The calls would come from the bow seat, and in that last 400 metres, there was just so much there for him to just say go, and we just kept piling it on, and it was awesome. Best race we've done so far. It's fantastic.
And Steve's been making the point repeatedly, we've all been making the point repeatedly, that you are a new crew. How much better do you think you can get over the next 12 months?
Right now, the next 12 months isn't really too important to me, to be honest. I just want to chill for a bit. But come the Olympics, we've qualified for this regatta. Fantastic, we can go. And I think 12 months is going to be just enough time to get ahead of those Danes. They're good, but they're beatable.
Well, on that positive note, just well done, guys. That was an immense performance. Well done.
Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Bronze medalists, and we're going to see the 4 very shortly, and they've got a very realistic chance of gold, perhaps?
No, definitely. I've been outstanding with their performance again this season. Again, lightweight 4s, we used to dominate when it was a non-Olympic event. Now it's an Olympic event. We've struggled for a long period of time. Now these guys have come out and said, look, we can do this. And you sort of saw them at the first World Cup race there, or maybe how they'll go on with that. But they've just performed it, and their semi-final here was brilliant. Now they are very young. Can they produce it in the final? That's the tough thing. But great to be in the final. But I'm hoping for big things here.
Well, they do have the right attitude, no doubt. As you can see, they're very relaxed and very confident.
Usually it just comes down to a lot of practice of working as a team, as all 4, because by that time, usually our bowman who does the calls, Rich, he's starting to lose his voice, and James has taken over, but it is just to do with all pulling together as a 4, and we've practiced that so much, we just need to know instinctively what to do.
It's my first Olympic class final. Last year, myself and Mark Hunter in the double missed out by 0.2 of a second. And that's been sort of haunting me for the last 12 months. And Olympic qualifications at stake today. We've now secured that slot for next year, for the boat that is. And no, it is a great relief.
We're back on the form that we were on at Lucerne, and it's just, we've had, when you're training, it's hard to imagine how the race is going to be, but once you get into it and you remember how exciting racing is, you just can't wait for the next one.
The automatic starter goes down, and none of the crews waste any time in getting off the stake boat. China in 1, Italy in 2, France in 3, Great Britain in 4, Canada in 5, Denmark in 6. This is the final of the men's lightweight Coxless 4, and Great Britain in lane 4. James Clark, Paul Mattick, James Lindsay Finn, Richard Chambers took a little look to the right there in the bow seat just to see how that first 100 meters went. And at the moment they're right into the race here. But look at the Italians up there in lane at number 1, just starting to creep ahead.
Italy always very good, but Great Britain were the fastest qualifiers out of the semi-finals. They've got France to the left of them, who were world champions in 2005. They were second at Eton last year at the World Championships, second to China, who are the reigning world champions. What a field, what an extraordinary field. And then Denmark you've got with this great experience coming back there. And don't forget about Canada with the experience, Ian Bramble and John Beer in their boat.
Looking at the stroke rate there, you can just see that was Canada. They're at 43 now to 42. You'll see those numbers start to come down here. Basically, you've got to whip it up really high, get up to maximum speed by the 7th, 8th, 9th stroke, then sprint out to about 250, out to the 500, and then you're really lengthening it out and looking for that rhythm that will sustain you in the middle 1,000 of this race. Let's see who's winning. At the moment, it's just close through. Italy, Canada, and Great Britain. That's fine in that safe 3rd position.
China last, and that's very, very unexpected. Again, China in the semi-finals they sat quite way back and then moved fast through to qualify, but they weren't really up to the speed that we had expected them to have. Canada doing well there in lane 5, but Great Britain just in the pack, chasing Italy at the moment. They do get into a nice rhythm, the British 4, in the middle of the race. That middle 1,000 meters, they move very well indeed. And you can see them there now, just looking very fluent, moving nicely together.
James Clark there, just leading his men through this second 500. 750 down, 1250 to go. And the Canadians now are starting to have a go at the Italian crew. I must say the first 500, the Italians look quite slick. Now, though, with everyone just inching back, starting to put a little bit of pressure. That's what it's about. If you're behind and you're sitting half a length down, you just add a little bit of pressure to the leading crews and see if the heads start to come down, and that puts you in a more stronger and commanding position. Here's Italy, lane 2.
That looked a bit ominous, actually, seeing those crews. The crews were moving, the leading crews were moving away. China was coming through. Italy was moving on. Canada was looking good, and Great Britain was not responding. They just didn't seem to react there, just coming up to the 1,000 meters. They've got to respond now because the race is going to go away from them.
So we're through the 1,000 meters, and the voices that you can hear in the background are all the coaches and the supporters urging all these crews on at the halfway mark. This is the final of the men's lightweight. Coxless 4 and Great Britain lane number 4 really now have to move on. This is a crew that won in Linz and Amsterdam earlier in the season. We're looking at China in lane 1. They're the world champions. Let me give you a lane order. China in 1, Italy in 2, France in 3, Great Britain in 4, Canada in 5, Denmark in lane number 6. Even Denmark here in lane 6, they're still in it. There's nothing really across whole 6 boats. The Italians led from the first stroke. They are holding on, but it is not very much. Now we're looking at Great Britain. We're looking there at Paul Mattick, and behind him sits James Lindsay Finn, Richard Chambers in the bow seat, making a few calls here. The bows of the British boat on your just ahead of you there, slicing through the water.
They've now moved into 3rd place. Italy beginning to tire, trying to fight off China, top of the picture there. China really making their move here. They've got 700 meters to go, still a lot of river to go. Great Britain trying to look for some flourish in that last 700 meters.
Absolutely watching the crew in lane number 1, the world champions from China. And I tell you, Richard James is watching them in the bow seat, occasionally just looking to his right. There he is again, looking to the Chinese crew, looking to the Italian crew, because that is now in the closing stages where the action is happening. We're coming up to the final timing mark. China now a little look left on Tian in the stroke seat. This crew know they have the speed.
Gary, there's France coming up as well, very close to Great Britain.
Very hard to call in the closing stages. 500 now to go. We really are in the business end of this final of the men's lightweight. Coxless 4 and Great Britain now have to move because they have to go with the Italian crew, who still manage to hold on. Great Britain lane at number 4, James Clark, Paul Mattick, James Lindsay Finn, Richard Chambers from Oxford Brookes University, a mere 22 years of age, looking for pull out all the experience he can, because the Chinese are stepping on again. China have to go on. They're the world champions. They're the defending champions. And look at this. Now the British crew goes. And James Clark has just lifted the boat up. Dan, this is a fabulous sprint.
They are moving. China looks as if they really can't do much more. Italy beginning to come back. Italy, great fighters, but Great Britain have really timed it well. They're moving well. Watch out for France. Very fast finishers. France trying to come up between Italy and Great Britain. But have the British done the right thing? Have they held back and now making their big push?
Inside 200 meters and up they go again. James Clark has to drive on because the Italian boat are so experienced. The Italians now just holding on. It is stroke for stroke. 100 meters. China, the world champions, up in lane number 1, will not show for the gold medal. Here come France, and the British boat now finally easing out again. It's 2 feet, it's out to 3 feet. The Italian boat have not rolled over. 3 strokes remain for the gold medal in the World Champions, and it's Great Britain, the world champions in the men's lightweight Coxless 4. And what a fabulous and stellar performance that was. The middle 1,000, they really positioned themselves so well and moved on in the last 500. Silver medal to France. The Italians get the bronze medal. The world champions from China pushed out into 5th position.
Sensational finish. What a timed race. How cool were they at that halfway point where they were sitting there, 3rd, 4th place, and then moved through the field. You saw China, big threat, but Great Britain timed it beautifully, came right through Italy. Italy just tiring a little bit. Brave effort from Italy to go out there and take it on. But what a great row from Great Britain.
Well, we'll take a pause and a breather for that, because it was the most fantastic and fierce last 250 meters, and that's what it means to James Clark here, and an absolutely fantastic result.
British lightweights back on the scene. I love it. It's great.
Great Britain top of the pile, France in 2nd, Italy in 3rd, and who would have thought it that these lightweight boys would be bringing home the gold? We haven't said it since 1992, but Great Britain are the world champions in the men's lightweights. Coxless 4, and just down the boat, Richard Chambers in the bow seat, James Lindsay Finn in the 2 seat, Paul Mattick in the 3 seat. There's Paul there on the right of your picture, and James Clark, what a fabulous stroke he is there. Did a sterling job in the closing stages. for Great Britain.
And Robin Williams, the coach. What a bit of magic he's weaved over the last couple of years.
There is absolutely no finer sound than hearing your national anthem played for you, and what a brilliant style it was done. Great Britain are the world champions in the men's lightweight coxless 4.
That was a truly golden performance.
That was absolutely amazing. Lightweight fours, lightweight events in general tend to be very, very tight. And you've got that many boats so close to each other, you could be first, you could be sixth, and that was just an amazing performance. The Italians blasting out, taking a long lead. Do you think you're going to come back? Are you going to catch them? You're not quite sure, but the last 500 was just absolutely amazing. They must be feeling a little bit now as they approach us. They can't even stand up. And
come on, guys! You must have the energy to be able to walk another 5 yards after all that. You've done 2,000 metres. Congratulations.
Thanks.
That was an immense performance. During the course of the race, we were saying, well, they're going to get a medal, the third. They're going to be second. You know, they're going to win this. Is that how you saw it?
Well, to be honest, Robin just told me to keep my head down as much as I could, but I did take the occasional look, and I knew we were definitely on for a medal at 1500, and then I just head down and took a peek at the 250 and thought, right, let's take it. I said to Clarkie the stroke at the, last night we were going for a walk, I said, medals aren't handed to you, got to seize them and just snatch it, and that's what we did today in the last 250. Yeah. It was a great feeling.
We found something extra in the last 250 metres. We've always had a bit of trouble getting actually over the line really well, but today there was some real guts there, and it just kept on coming, and it was like, we knew we were beside the Italians, and then it looked across once more, and then it's like, oh, we're ahead of them, let's go. It was great, it was a great feeling.
And the French were coming like a steam train at the end as well. But by that stage, you were out of sight, weren't you?
Yeah, I think once you had a hold onto the prize, you just kept going and got across the line. It's a lot easier to defend it when you're in front. And definitely everyone came on very fast at the beginning. It's the final, so everyone steps up their game. But in the second half, we just managed to push it back through, take the lead and defend it.
The Canadians were out in front of us for quite a while, and we were all aware of them beside us. But they come in third 500, we dragged them back in and then went past them and kept going. It was great.
Were you aware of how close they were for when you got up to the Italians for a long time? Both bows were almost level for about a good 30 seconds before you started moving away.
The final times we knew it was going to be a tight race, so there's just no point in wasting energy looking, and just got to get your head down and go for it.
We seem to have lost the numbers.
Yeah, you seem to actually have only remembered 3.
He's having a rest, sitting down.
He's obviously tired out. He's down there. He's not. He's not very well. We'll let him be not very well in privacy. Just a final thought though, James, because before we showed the race, we showed an interview that we'd recorded before the race with you, where you were talking about seizing the moment. And as somebody who's been you're obviously an elite athlete, but you've worked in the city as well. You've had jobs outside the sporting environment. It seemed on Friday when we spoke that you felt this chance. Who knows what might happen in the next 12 months? That this was a chance that you had to take now.
This today could have been our first and last chance for a World Championship gold medal, and that's what I said to everyone before the start. You don't get many opportunities like this. I've sacrificed 2 years of a good career to train full time, and it's paid dividends tenfold. Thank you.
And Steve, just offer an assessment on Beijing prospects.
As I said before, that in the history we've had some outstanding lightweight crews. Once they became Olympic events, we have struggled, but this year has been absolutely fantastic. Next 11 months, there's going to be some hard training, but the prize is worth it, I can assure you.
Well, from three, I was going to say four, but three unbelievably happy people to four people who were bitterly disappointed yesterday when obviously all the headlines were made by our coxless four, the supreme team, if you like, of British rowing over the last decade and more, who not only lost their world title, but didn't get on the podium at all. Here are the closing stages again.
Unusually, Great Britain going through the halfway mark in the third position. Netherlands, Slovenia, Great Britain and New Zealand, the talk of this regatta, are down in sixth position, but there is nothing between all of these six boats here now. Great Britain will start to have to move on. Andy Hodge, Alex Partridge, Peter Reid up in the bow seat. Steve Williams makes the calls there in the middle of your picture. Watch the yellow boat here because it's going to have to move because the Dutch have gone. The Dutch are going to take Slovenia. Slovenia will start to move and take New Zealand, and the New Zealand crew are definitely finding some speed.
They did make a change just there. The rating went a little bit up. They started to move right back on the field there. But Italy down at the bottom corner there, they were moving too.
Just see it, 38 strokes per minute. That's how you have to be in this third 500 meters. Great Britain still in and around fourth position. New Zealand now come through. Look at the Italians here. Lorenzo Carboncini, Nicolo Morinati, Sartori and Carlo Monati in the bow seat. All of these guys have got a ton of experience. They're silver medalists for the last 2 years in the men's 8. They know how to race. The Italians really love the second part of the race, whereas Great Britain are really going to have to struggle in this third 500.
Well, they've got to make their move. They've got to move because they've got tremendous power, but there's a lot of pressure on them coming from all sides here as they come up to the last 500.
It's been a long time since I've ever seen six boats going through so quickly. 5 of them, though, could get the gold medal, and Great Britain again struggling to maintain the speed being set by Netherlands. Now we're looking at Hamish Bond there from New Zealand. A little look to the left. What's happening with Great Britain? A little look to the right at the Netherlands leading it. But the British crew now are struggling again. They're in currently 5th position. Who would have believed it? It'll take a miracle. It'll take fireworks from the British crew. Andy Hodge can do that in the stroke seat. He's got a fantastic crew backing him up. But the Italians in lane number 6, Lorenzo Carboncini, he is moving his crew through. Are we going to see the crown handed over from Great Britain? In goes New Zealand, lane number 3, 200 meters remaining.
Italy moving all the time. Holland just being pulled back. This was going to be Holland's chance. They've beaten the world champions, it looks like, but are they going to get beaten themselves?
150 meters remain. Great Britain struggling just to get on the medal podium. This is an incredible performance by the rest of the world. The race is on. Italy, New Zealand, Netherlands. Great Britain will not get on the medal podium. They've got 5-6 strokes remaining. This is simply incredible result from Great Britain. Out front, New Zealand will take it, and impressively done. New Zealand from Italy, from Netherlands, and unbelievable. Great Britain just crawled across the finishing line in 4th position. Well, it is just straight back to the drawing board for Jürgen Grobler and for these 4 men as their heads are bowed in complete disbelief.
Well, I'm delighted to say that Andy Hodge, one of the coxless 4, has joined us well, the afternoon after the afternoon before. Does the pain increase with 24 hours, or has it dimmed a bit?
The pain isn't going to peak until we start getting back into the crew boats, building up to the Olympics. We've got a long winter ahead of us, and without a doubt, this is going to be a memory we're not going to be able to let go of until we can justify it, hopefully, at the Olympic Games.
We've got the last 500 metres here again, and you actually said in the immediate aftermath yesterday that you were hoping at this stage of the race to get a bit of oomph. You expected that oomph to come, and it didn't come. I know it's literally the day afterwards. Can you put your